I'm Nick Shell, and you're watching this video because you've just seen me perform my newest song called Shotgun. At least that's the logical assumption. But these explanation videos of the songs I write always get more views than the song themselves, so that's strange to me. I'm getting closer and closer to accepting that, as I have many things in life that I will never understand. And even if I understood it, would it change anything? The song Shotgun, which I'm already going to predict that YouTube will automatically demonetize this video as well as the song itself because of the word shotgun, because it's going to be perceived as violence. When obviously, if you've heard the song, you know that's not at all what it is. What I'm doing is I'm comparing a person getting married. Imagine they've got one shot, pun intended, one bullet in that shotgun. They're about to pull the trigger, and this is it. They got one shot. For better or for worse. So let's look at the lyrics. It's very straightforward. I've got my finger on the trigger, just one bullet in the chamber. For better or for worse, forever, until death do we part. Staring down the barrel of a shotgun against my shoulder, praying that I'm solid in my aim. I can't afford to miss it. Either it is or it isn't. Neither of us will ever be the same. By the way, that chorus, I think, if I'm not mistaken, might contain one of the few rhymes in the entire song. Part of the challenge in writing this, usually I try to avoid rhymes as much as possible, but this would be probably the song that has the least perfect rhymes, but it has solid in my aim. Neither of us will ever be the same. Aim and same. Perfect rhyme doesn't happen a lot in this song. Moving on to I guess you'd say the first verse. Best case scenario, we both grow old until one of us dies and leaves the other all alone. Happily ever after, celebrations and disasters. Sweet and sour, I ain't going nowhere. So there's some irony in that, because here I am saying, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm staying here. I'm making this decision. I'm committing my life to you until I die, or until you die, until one of us dies. And that's, to me, that's such a paradox of marriage. You're committing your whole life. As much as you will change in life and grow, and as they will, and you have to focus on making sure you grow in the same direction, and all of the challenges and blessings that life hands you in your married life. And then in the end, very abruptly, one of you will likely die, and that's the end of it. And then what? That's pretty strange to me. Moving on to the other verse, which kind of leads into the concept. I say anticlimactic, existential crisis, comic, tragic. Why are we still here? I don't have all the answers, but I've made my peace with God. I'm taking you with me into the great beyond. Which, again, there's some irony in there, because I'm writing this song from a Christian perspective. But yet, let me share with you, I think the only verse I know of in the Bible where Jesus talks about what marriage will be like in heaven. This is Matthew 22:30. And it says, at the resurrection, people will neither marry nor be given in marriage. They will be like the angels in heaven. So, I mean, that's pretty weird if you think about it. So we'll be like angels, okay? Like, a lot of people accept that. And like, oh, well, when somebody does it, oh, well, another angel got its wings. There's another angel looking down. And that's, I think, where people get that. We'll be like the angels. It doesn't say we will be an angel. But, okay, so angels don't marry. I guess angels don't mate, etc. So it's weird that you spend your whole life committed to this person, for better or worse, and then when you die, you're not being married to him anymore for eternity. Like, that's really weird to me. That's just a strange thing. Like, it would be weird if you did stay married to him, because, well, then what if for all the people who have their spouse died and then they remarried? Okay, well, so then you get to heaven, now you're polygamous, you have more than one wife. Or very clearly, that's not how it's going to be, and that's what led up into that scripture when Jesus said that. So, actually, let me get back to the words. So, it's just, I see that life, that marriage is such a paradox. It's like, to consider, I think the average man in America gets married at age 27, which I was 27, and the average woman, I think, is age 26 when she gets married. At least that's how it was the year we got married in 2008. My wife is 26. There's like 3 months between us, but the month we got married was right in between that. While I was still 27 and she was 26. Whatever the ages were, we happened to be the exact ages. But to consider, my parents, were 19 and 20. My mom was a teenager, was 19, my dad was 20. And they've been married almost 43 years now. Like, that's so weird to think that like so much pressure is on you to make the right decision when you're young and know a lot less, to commit your whole life to another person. And then when it's all said and done, very anticlimactically, it ends, that's it. And then when you get to heaven, you're not married anymore. Like, that's pretty deep. Like, if you think about that, and I wrote this song about it. I wanted to write a song ultimately that considers marriage from a Christian perspective in conjunction with the fact that we die and we won't be married to that person anymore. But yet, you commit your entire life to making that marriage work and committing your life to that person. Like, it's just such a paradox. I'm still sorting it out even after having written the song. So there you go. That's what I compare it to. I really think it is literally like having a shotgun, get the one bullet in there, and you hope that this one shot gets it right. Because it's not something that anybody would ever imagine that, oh yeah, well, it's fine. If this doesn't work out, I'll just try again. That's not that's not the concept that most people have going into getting married. And I am looking to see, do I really have no other rhymes in the song? Anticlimactic, and then eventually I use the word tragic. No, that's not really a rhyme. Yeah, like, it's amazing. My peace with God into the great beyond, that's not a perfect rhyme either. There's hardly happily ever after, celebrations and disasters. Not really. So yeah, it's funny, knowing me, I would have purposely taken out the rhyme aim and same just to prove a point I could write a whole song without any actual rhymes, just instead alliteration and words that sounded like. But it was too perfect. It conveyed exactly what I wanted to say. Praying that I'm solid in my aim. Neither of us will ever be the same. So there you go. If you haven't watched the song, then I'll put the link in the description so you can check out that song. That is how I feel. Those are my thoughts. Everything is so deep to me, right? It's really out there. And I feel like people just accept it. Like, okay, I fall in love. This is the person I want to spend my life with. Okay, I'm going to do it. And that is how you do it. But there's a lot that goes into that. And then you die. And then you're not married to them anymore. So what's that like after this life? Those are things that I think about. Your comments belong right here.